Gentlemen, this is my raw reaction. Alright, I was watching on Isabel Rose. I saw this article in the paper and I did some shorts about it. I did 4 shorts about it. Right? But I did not see the speech. So I'm now going to take a listen to what he had to say. This is the JLP media press conference. Governance related issues. Let's hear what issues Marlon Margon is going to raise in this one.
Currency Morrison. I must also thank you, members of the media, for joining us this morning. And while I'm at it, I wish also to extend a special welcome to my Jamaican brothers and sisters who are tuned live to this media conference, and for those who will, of course, catch it delayed. Based on the constitutional due date, the people of Jamaica will be called upon to elect members of parliament and determine who forms government at some point during the course of calendar year 2025. By all indications, the upcoming general elections will be among the most consequential yet in Jamaica's recent history. While the Jamaica Labour Party has been working assiduously and has been delivering for the Jamaican people in the areas that matter most to them, areas such as crime management, job creation, economic opportunity.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop.
Opportunities, road rehabilitation, housing, and access to potable water. The parliamentary opposition has not presented any credible, coherent, or compelling plans.
Access to potable water, roads. Oh, the hell Marlon Margon sit up professor with a straight face in an introduction and say that. People, it look like me now get through this, you know. Me I go try not to stop it. Lord have mercy, take your wheel.
Or alternatives to move Jamaica forward. This Jamaica Labour Party administration has been insistent on abiding by principles of good governance, in particular where it concerns the use of public funds.
Oh hell no.
On the other hand, the NP has been on platforms attempting to deceive and mislead the Jamaican people by presenting themselves as lily white and as though they are paragons of virtue. However, the Lawrence Rowe PNP hush money scandal, along with the latest...
How did it become a hush money scandal? You labeled it as a hush money scandal. Where is the scandal? I must the damn at we have on the area called scandal. Oh man, you know what? Let me stop. I really try not to be disrespectful. I swear to God on everything I love. Lord have mercy. This boy cannot be serious. I'm talking about you got to be delusional as hell to say what he just said. Every line he uttered was nonsense and lies. Every single line.
Developments in this unfolding saga, which may be characterized as the PNP KSMC corruption scandal, removes the mask from the PNP and exposes them for who and what they really are.
Exposes them? My guy, have you read the Integrity Commission report of your Prime Minister? Exposes them? You got to be kidding me.
The Jamaica Labour Party has taken careful note of media reports over the past week, corroborated by exported WhatsApp conversations, including a quite damning and extremely disturbing voice note in which the PNP's embattled General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell, sought to explain the basis on which the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, the KSMC for short, directed more money to PNP operatives, including caretakers, in other sections of the municipality compared to what the PNP's then caretaker for Central Kingston, Lawrence Rowe, told Dayton Campbell that he had actually received. The media has reported that the voice note was part of a December 2024 WhatsApp conversation between Lawrence Rowe and Dr. Dayton Campbell. It is noteworthy, ladies and gentlemen, that despite the passage of a week, Dr. Campbell has not denied having the conversation, nor has he denied responding in the manner the voice note indicates that he did. It is important to note that in the WhatsApp conversation, the PNP then caretaker, Lawrence Rowe, directly questioned the embattled PNP General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell, as to why some PNP political operatives received more money from the KSMC, including sums amounting to $500,000 relative to the $300,000 which Lawrence Rowe told Dayton Campbell that he had received. It is also important to note that in responding to the direct question put to him by Lawrence Rowe, Dayton Campbell did not condemn or in any way repudiate or indeed disassociate the PNP from the use of KSMC money to advance the partisan agenda and electoral interests of the PNP and, of course, its political operatives. A direct question was put to Dr. Dayton Campbell.
Now, this is all speculation, you know. And it's important to note that these are all allegations that they're posing in regards to what they have created a whole press conference over allegations. My thing is, where was this energy for Andrew Onus with this statutory declaration from any of you that is a part of the JLP? Where was this energy for Horace Chang when he told the parliamentarians not to give the Integrity Commission report, the Integrity Commission, the information that they need to certify your statutory declaration? Where was this energy? Where was this energy when Estate Bridge situation came up with Andrew Owens, his sister, his business partner, and his son? Where was that energy? Where was this energy when Marissa Dalrymple came back to Parliament while still under investigation and in the court with the Integrity Commission? Where was this energy? Where was this energy when Bobby Montague police car scandal came up? Where was this energy when the Auditor General spoke about 2 buildings that was being rented for millions of Jamaican dollars? Millions! Over some year period. I think they're still being rented or leased. Where was this energy when our Jamaican dollars was given to Norman Donner, owner of one of those buildings, which is a parliamentarian in your parliament? Not to mention the other building that through procurement we cannot find out who owns that building. Where was this energy when talking about the misappropriation of our tax dollars? Where was this? I could go on. Oh, I could go on. Where was this energy, Marlon Margon? The righteous indignation that you have came up here with, putting a map looking, trying to seem military, but looking soft like putty. Where was this energy? Where was it? Crickets, huh? You had said nothing about it because you couldn't say nothing about it because you're being controlled, Marlon Margon. You have no moral compass, sir. Alright? You can only speak against alleged corruption in the PNP, but not any clear corruption in the JLP. You make excuses for them, Marlon Margon. This is too easy.
And he provided a direct response. We have in fact transcribed Dr. Dayton Campbell's response for the public record and of course for the benefit of those who may not have heard it as yet. The embattled PNP General Secretary was questioned about the sincerity or commitment of the PNP-controlled KSMC to winning Central Kingston. And he was questioned as to why more KSMC money was allocated to other PNP caretakers compared to what was allocated to him, Lawrence Rowe, over there in Central Kingston. In direct response to the question put to him by Lawrence Rowe about the distribution of funds by the KSMC, Dr. Dayton Campbell may be heard in his own voice saying, and I'm quoting here now, "I can tell you why that happened. It's because they put more money in the two divisions that we're going to have by-elections in. So you're going to have a by-election in Chancery and you're going to have a by-election in Denham Town. So they put some more money in the two divisions that are going to have the by-elections. And we are now going to hear in Dr. Campbell's own voice what he said in that 17-second voice note.
I can tell you why that happened. That's because they put more money in the two divisions that we're going to have by-elections in. So they're going to have a by-election in Chancery, I'm going to have a by-election in Denham Town. So they put some more money in the two divisions that are going to have a.
There you have it, Dr. Campbell's own words in Dayton Campbell's own voice. In another voice note that has been disclosed by the media, the embattled PNP General Secretary sought to assure Lawrence Rowe that the disproportionate issuance of money to various PNP representatives was not a sign of the KSMC's lack of commitment to winning Central Kingston. It is the Jamaica Labour Party's considered view, and we are confident that well-thinking Jamaicans will concur with us, that the response from Dr. Dayton Campbell was disgraceful, repugnant, scandalous, and quite frankly, unacceptable. And that the PNP KSMC corruption scandal warrants strong and decisive action against him, as he, in his capacity as PNP General Secretary, has ultimate responsibility for the party's political activities and electioneering, and indeed how they are sustained. To be very clear, we make no allegation of personal malfeasance concerning the embattled PNP General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell. However, what is clear and incontrovertible is that based on messages at hand and messages that are widely publicized, when asked about the inappropriate use of KSAMC monies to distribute to PNP political representatives, Dr. Dayton Campbell responded directly to the inquiry in voice, explaining why that was happening, and in the same breath, he referenced upcoming by-elections, those of course being in Denham Town Division and of course the Chancery Hall Division. We find Dr. Campbell's response both unbecoming and unacceptable, and must point out that it falls woefully short of what is required of the CEO of a major political party in Jamaica, and of course a commissioner of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica.
So, Andrew Oles's situation that he is in, with his 28 bank account and his business partners in his office of the Prime Minister and several agencies being managed by him, one of them that is supposed to investigate him on the recommendation of the Integrity Commission report. None of these things are red flags. There's so many other things I could speak about, like borrowing money from one, was it a charity? I think it's a charity that he owned. Some charity or something, some non-profit organization that he owned, borrowing money from that non-profit, allegedly. I'm just saying alleged because I don't have the paperwork in front of me, right? Borrowing money from a non-profit organization to fund your own investments and then putting back the money in the organization. $700 billion missing from the Ministry of Health. $3 trillion. Let me put that picture up. Let me put up the $3 trillion thing while him talk, because this dude is out of his rocker, bro. Yeah. This dude is outside of his mind. Here we go. I got it right here. Got it right here. He's smoking marijuana and him just don't care. This boy I lose him mind. Let's put up the outrageous $3 trillion money we unaccounted for missing out. No beds in the hospital, but all of this infrastructure. We really could go on. The chat is undefeated. Go ahead, chat. Keep going. Keep going, y'all. Because this boy is crazy. Let's listen to this.
In fact, the response suggests systematic, inappropriate conduct by the political party of which Dr. Dayton Campbell is a leading member. The Jamaica Labour Party also notes that other apparent WhatsApp conversations have been reported on by the media, which appear to corroborate what Lawrence Rowe...
Let me ask something. By which media? By which media? Nationwide, no. Wasn't he a part of Nationwide one time, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken? See, I don't know the full history of these dudes, but I'm catching up. Isn't this dude, wasn't he a former media house member of Nationwide? Oh, that screenshot is crazy. Yeah, you look crazy in that screenshot. Lord have mercy. Let me continue.
Alleged in conversations with Dr. Dayton Campbell. In those messages, a former PNP councillor who now serves as an administrative staffer to Kingston Mayor Andrew Swaby told Lawrence Rowe to collect the same sum Rowe referenced in conversation with Dr. Dayton Campbell, that of course being 300,000 Jamaican dollars. Mayor Swaby's administrative staffer told Lawrence Rowe that he should note that the money being made available to him is, and I quote, not for public knowledge. This entire PNP KSMC corruption scandal strongly suggests that the opposition PNP as an institution has resorted to using taxpayers' money to fund its political campaign activities and to line the pockets of its political operatives, including unelected PNP representatives.
So, let me ask one question. Where was this when the people want to admit on the campaign trail so they get them $5,000 and they now go on a conference? Marlon Margon. Where was that? But there's more I could say, but let's continue.
And they are doing so all in their vulgar, despicable, and desperate pursuit of power. Our information is that millions of dollars were expended by the KSMC in this inappropriate and repugnant manner. In light of the foregoing observations and this deepening KSMC PNP corruption scandal, as we have good reason to believe there is more yet to come on this matter, the Jamaica Labour Party is calling for the following. 1. The immediate resignation of Dr. Dayton Campbell as a commissioner of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, ECJ. He is to also resign.
Hold on there. Andrew Holness first. Dalrymple. Delroy Chuck. Warmington. Fly Green. May I go on? When all of those people resign, Dr. Dayton Campbell will resign. How about that? Andrew Holness, Juliet Holness, Marissa Dalrymple, Floyd Green, Delroy Chuck, Warmington. You really want to go down this road, Marlon Margon? Do you really? Did we forget about the situation with NEPA? Can we put Matthew Samuda in there? Matthew Samuda. Did we forget about the situation with NEPA? Ruel Reid. Me write it. People, wanna start right down the list them. Put the name them in the chat for me, please. Put the name them in the chat. Put the name. I'm going to clip this up when him said Dayton Campbell for resign. And I'm going to just put all of the name them in the chat. Hold on there. Let me write them down.
From the Shadow Cabinet, as he substantively serves as the opposition spokesman on agriculture and fisheries. And he's also to resign as PNP General Secretary.
Hold on there. Who is the General Secretary for JLP? Let me look that up. Because you see, if a Bobby Montague, boy, you know you wrong, boy. Boy, you know you wrong, boy. If Bobby Montague is the General Secretary for the JLP, Marlon Margon, please go sit your ASS down. Lord have mercy. The General Secretary for the JLP. Who is the General Secretary for the JLP? Oh, the General Secretary is Horace Chang. But doesn't Horace Chang, we have to put Horace Chang on the resignation thing to my good people. Because Wikipedia say him did in an organized crime allegedly before him come to Jamaica. So, alright, let's continue.
It is important to note that the Electoral Commission of Jamaica is a well-respected and highly acclaimed institution here in our country. It is guided by principles which inherently run counter to the use of state resources in the manner in which Dr. Dayton Campbell was explaining to Lawrence Rowe in that now infamous voice note, and indeed the screenshots of those WhatsApp messages. Dayton Campbell must resign immediately. Number 2, we demand that the mayor of Kingston, who is also the chairman of the KSMC, specifically responded to assertions in the public domain that a KSMC official was in central Kingston in December 2024 issuing money to influential PNP activists, and that the KSMC is being systematically used to corruptly fund the PNP's political and electoral activities, and of course to line the pockets of its party operatives, including unelected PNP political representatives. We find a statement issued last week by Mayor of Kingston, Mayor Swaby, on the matter to be indirect.
Hey, you know, so me all listen Nehru. Me all listen Nehru type. Nehru said this dude is on crack. Not my word. Not my word. Oh my God, Nehru, that one killed me.
That is funny.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
That is funny.
Boy, I'm trying to tell you, boy, this one here is serious.
He was evasive and his statement was grossly inadequate. Mayor Swaby must tell Jamaica whether his political boss, Dr. Dayton Campbell, was inaccurate when Campbell told Lawrence Rowe that the KSMC was distributing taxpayers' money on a partisan basis and to shore up the electoral pursuits of the PNP. If Mayor Andrew Swaby cannot, within 24 hours, provide adequate, credible...
Yeah, hold on there. The Integrity Commission report come out for months now. Where was the 24-hour demand for Andrew Onis resign? What is a boy in easy? You know, say Nehru, you're right. Nehru, you're right, you know. You're his on point, Nehru. Him lick him skull. Him lick him skull, man. He must smoke something we don't know about.
That is funny, honey.
Something wrong with him. Something wrong with him.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right.
Something not right with him.
Tell about them.
Something not right with him.
Clarity concerning this specific matter. He too must resign and step aside as mayor of Kingston.
Hold on there, but he must say it to a straight face. I wonder if they will by him. He come like him believe what I'm saying.
And the chairman of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation.
How is him not even stand up on integrity? He must sit down. So you know, say integrity has suffer right now. But seriously speaking, how is this man saying this with a straight face? And listen, ladies and gentlemen, if an audit and an investigation is done and people are found guilty, me not back them, you know. I don't business on which side them depend. But you see, it is the hypocrisy for me. It is the hypocrisy for me. If Andrew Onis now resign, if Ruel Reid not get kicked out of government, if Oris Shang not get kicked out of government, all my girl, what she name? Pernell Charles Jr., the sister, Pernell Charles. He would have, I don't see one credible somebody in a JLP when I need to resign. Not even one. Hello? Not one amongst them.
Point number 3. The Jamaica Labour Party is aware of word concerning the existence of additional video and audio tapes involving PNP officials and operatives discussing the inappropriate use of public funds from the KSMC to line the pockets of PNP caretakers and to fund their political activities. The Jamaica Labour Party, and indeed well-thinking Jamaicans, insist that PNP President Margon tells the country whether he was aware of what is being exposed as the PNP's inappropriate use of state resources to fund its election campaign activities. Margon must tell us what, if anything, he has done about it to date. And he...
Oh, hold on there, breaks. Brother, what you do about Andrew Onis? What Andrew Onis do about the other people in a corruption? Want to Andrew Wheatley? Like we might talk about, there's so much people that Andrew is aligned with in government that are shady and questionable. Where our funds to put people billions and trillions of dollars. You know, say I must want AI video this. You know, I want apologize if I that I case, cause this can't real.
He should not tell us to ask the PNP. Point number 4. In the event that Dr. Dayton Campbell does not resign as ECJ Commissioner, Opposition Spokesman on Agriculture and Fisheries, and the PNP General Secretary, the People's National Party President Mark Golding should act in a timely and decisive manner by ensuring that Dr. Dayton Campbell, his embattled General Secretary, is separated from the 3 reference posts ASAP. Point number 5. While we are not surprised, we note Mark Golding's assertion at a PNP political rally in Northwest St. Catherine this past Sunday that he has a lot of confidence in Dr. Dayton Campbell. This affirmation of support for Dr. Campbell by Mark Golding came merely a few days after media reports exposed the wretched and sleazy PNP KSMC corruption scandal in which the embattled PNP...
How is he calling it a scandal when there is no evidence for what he's talking about? How? He's just saying stuff.
General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell is embroiled. Mark Golding's handling of this scandal engulfing Dr. Dayton Campbell and the PNP will determine whether he should be taken seriously when he promised to adopt a zero-tolerance approach to unacceptable treatment of public funds. Any failure or equivocation on the part of opposition leader Mark Golding to appropriately hold Dr. Dayton Campbell to account render him
Hold somebody to account? Who is holding the JLP to account? 8 people under investigation for illicit enrichment. Still, who is holding you guys to account? Marissa Dalrymple and all of them. Who is holding you guys to account? Huh? What is this dude talking about? He's just saying things. This gotta be a joke.
Suitable for the constitutional office he currently holds, let alone the highest elected office in the land to which he, Mark Golding, is aspiring. Quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Golding's week-long silence and his inaction on this matter thus far is...
Week-long silence? Week. Just a whole week. How long has Andrew Owens' Integrity Commission report came out? Why hasn't he resigned? Why is he trying to fight the Integrity Commission? The only Integrity Commission in the island that does what they do. Why was he trying to take away what's going on, T-Hound 20? Why was he trying to take away their ability to do their job or have a job? The only corruption agency that deals with corruption in the government. Why did your leader want to not support them anymore and take them down? Why didn't he cooperate with them where his statutory declaration is concerned? And you talking about a week? Why is he still in the leader of the country? Disgracing our entire land. Mark Golding and the PNP are not the government right now. They are not the government. You are the government. Why are you silent about these things? Why do you not take a stance of integrity about these things? You know why? Because you can't. Because you're controlled.
It's quite disturbing, and the Jamaican people should seriously assess his suitability to lead this country of ours.
Oh, that's hogwash.
Our penultimate point. The JLP welcomes word that there are 2 separate anti-corruption investigations underway into this wretched KSMC PNP corruption scandal.
I welcome it. I welcome it, and the KSMC welcomes it too.
Given the emerging trend of malfeasance and apparent systemic corrupt and inappropriate use of taxpayers' money at PNP control.
Bro, taxpayers' money, you guys run taxpayers' money. The PNP is not in control of taxpayers' money. What is he talking about? What can go so?
Municipal corporations, including, of course, the Manchester Municipal Corporation, the Hanover Municipal Corporation, the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, and, of course, the KSMC. The Jamaica Labour Party, like all well-thinking Jamaicans, are calling for the immediate and urgent audit by the Auditor General of all these municipal corporations controlled by the PNP, in particular, of course, the KSMC. And
so the same Auditor General where Andrew Owens called incompetent. are that the same Auditor General there? You guys are calling on to audit the PNP. Hey! No, sir! Yo, the party is special. Yo, them money are special.
Ball out!
No, sir!
We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament.
Daniel, man.
Shift the election.
Boy.
Shift everything.
Boy.
Move them out there.
Boy.
Take out the cockroach.
Boy.
Take out the thief.
Boy.
Take out the criminal them.
Boy.
Take out the thief them.
Take them out. Take them out of Parliament, Father God. You hear this, man? Yeah?
Our final point. The Jamaica Labour Party also notes that the PNP KSMC corruption scandal has been in the public domain for almost a week now, with supporting screenshots of WhatsApp messages and voice notes readily accessible. However, to date, we are not aware of any statement issued by our usually vocal and vociferous civil society groups, which of course profess and assert that they are non-partisan and that they are vanguards, essentially watchdogs on matters concerning integrity, corruption, accountability in public office, and of course, lawful use of taxpayers' money.
But hold on there. Says the man that is a part of a party that said them have them own social media warriors that they pay. You know, so every time Express one pass per film for his videos, he looks crazy every time. Man, let me screenshot that. No, never mind. Bruh. Listen, let me make him finish.
We trust that our usually vocal civil society groups will find their voice and address the sordid and scandalous PNP KSMC corruption scandal as a means of reassuring the onlooking public and, of course, promoting and upholding accountability in the use of public funds and by those who preside over public funds. That brings us to the end of the opening statement. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
Now, I'm glad that he did this, because what he has done, he has stepped in the quicksand. Andrew Honest already has stepped into quicksand with stuff that he said before in the past. But you see this energy that you have for this quote-unquote KSMC scandal of 300 or 500,000 allocations, not millions, not trillions like what we're looking at on the screen. $3 trillion, not billions of dollars. 300,000, 500,000. You see, I'm going to clip this up and I'm going to put it in the vault. If you have any career in politics, we're going to go back to this video. I'm guaranteeing it. We're going to go back to this moment right here when you made a mountain out of a piece of grain of salt compared to the allegations that is coming against your political party. How you doing, Ariana? Salute to you, love. Hey, it's funny how I'm buying views, but you can see real people in the chat typing that they never seen before. Hey, T-Hound. Hey, you heard I'm buying views, dog? Oh my God. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I don't really have much else to say. I pretty much ad-libbed throughout the whole video because he was speaking nonsense. I want the people to let me know what they think, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and to add to this reaction, I want to make it very clear. Don't worry about that Sassy 81. That's a whole different, some whole different people that I will not even mention. All right, they from the other sector the sector that I'm a part of. My day ones know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I want to say this: if in fact the PNP is entering into corruption to try and win the election, if in fact this is true, and audit, you know, comes out that they were doing this and they was doing that, I don't support it. And I don't support any form of corruption. We need a corruption-free government. Now, with that said, I want to reintroduce to the public of Jamaica the fact that there is a third party. So, because this is what the JLP is doing, right? They want the people that did not vote. This is my opinion. They want to create doubt in the people's mind. All the momentum that excuse me, the PMP has gotten throughout these years, they want to create enough doubt in their mind. And Dr. Dayton Campbell said this in the speech the last time. They want to make it seem like we are all the same. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. Them no better than we, man. Them a thief too. Them a do this too. Them a do that too. That's what they're trying to do. Now, I can't tell anybody what to think and how to view things. Now, for the people out there, the 70% plus that did not vote, please vote. And please remember that there's a third option to vote. If you truly do not, nobody is voting for the JLP, right? The PMP is the other option. That is a popular option. However, if that popular option is proven to be compromised, the world is not ending, is what I'm saying. There is a third party called the UIC. Alright? Please go and read their manifesto. Please go and read what they're all about so you can make an educated decision as to who you're voting for. But it's my encouragement for everybody to get ready and qualify to vote in the next general election. There's a lot of issues, ladies and gentlemen. One of the issues that I want the PMP to address is their stance on the Samoa Agreement. Because evidence have come out, which I cannot cover right now. I wish, there's so much things going on, but evidence has come out that some of the funding that we were getting through USAID allegedly was for certain surgeries. Certain surgeries that are costly. Alright? Like, sex change, transitioning in certain hospitals in Jamaica. I will not name the entity. But when I get all the evidence, I will be presenting a live stream about it. You understand? Because this government here, there's no way we can vote for the JLP. That is a given. Alright? And I said before, if the PMP is compromised in any way, shape, or form, and the people believe that they cannot roll with them, you have a third option, ladies and gentlemen. And if you really want to throw a banana in the tailpipe, you have independent candidates in it. Put your money and put your mouth and your vote behind them. How about that? How about that? How about having this person represent you in Parliament and your constituency? How about that? Alright? 1.5 million US. Thank you, Amazing Grace. Thank you. But that's all I got for this reaction.